might want to hand this around. It's okay.
What we're about to figure out. Yep. But yes, definitely.
All suited, ready to go.
Sorry, I just need to worry about.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Lindell. I'm the executive producer and director here at Framework Films. We had a very fun opportunity to bring a time-lapse team on top of Sydney Tower Eye. We were actually emailing back and forth with Merlin Entertainments for about a month and a half, even before we landed in Australia. The goal of the production was really to deliver some time-lapse of the city that no one has really seen before.
And we're working now in partnership with the building to film specialty cinematics safely and securely from really an incredible view.
We had issued some certificates of insurance to the stakeholders, and we just made sure that everybody was covered with the right paperwork and the pre-production, planning out a shot list and making sure that we knew what kind of material we wanted to pull away from this shoot before we were even up there. This was a very unique project. You know, it's not often you get to stand on top of the second tallest tower in the Southern Hemisphere. There's an elevated walkway on the roof of Sydney Tower Eye, and we were fully strapped in with full body safety harnesses, and we were very securely fastened to the infrastructure on the roof.
We're going to scout this 15mm wide lens. We want to capture the signage and up-facing vantage points of the building. If we were like back here looking straight up, 4 minutes left on the timer. We have three time lapses going actually right now. So, yeah.
We had 2 UHD time-lapsers placed on the rooftop, and each were operating 2 different time-lapse cameras. These were Sony Alpha mirrorless cameras, and we were primarily time-lapsing in 6K and 8K.
We got a 16mm full wide. Trying to get a little bit of this building in here because we need to show some context, right? And we're pretty lucky now. We actually got some clouds rolling through. It's been crystal clear all morning, but this means we actually get a little bit of dynamic movement.
We were also using very large and sturdy tripods just to make sure that we weren't blowing around in the wind. Each camera had to be tethered to either a tripod or a railing or ourselves. So there were always 2 points of contact that the camera was making as it was transferring between tripod and body. We were battling a time constraint with only 60 minutes total on the roof.
You guys have to check out this time lapse. It's incredible.
Sydney Tower Eye is a very active tourist attraction, and we were only allocated about 60 minutes of film time on the roof. That was one of the larger challenges, was just making sure that we could film enough material in a short amount of time. We were also extremely lucky because we had these beautiful cumulus clouds rolling through the environment, which are not always present in Sydney. And that definitely helped show movement in the sky where otherwise it would have been pretty bland.
Big shout outs to Mike from Framework Films for helping me co-produce this. He's done a lot of the legwork to organize this shoot and get us up here 250 odd meters above Sydney.
I think my favorite shots from this production are really showing how up close and personal you can get to the signage. The Westfield logo and insignia that sits on top of Sydney Tower Eye. You know, I think one of my favorite shots is I got this like large wide, we were shooting on a 15mm lens, like almost fisheye. And we're just pointing directly up at the signage. And it's one of those shots that you really need that POV perspective to show like just how large and iconic this sign can be. It's something that you really cannot film from the ground. I think it's important to note that it is possible to achieve these spectacular views and get access to some pretty restricted areas with the right approach, with the right safety measures in place, with the right paperwork and the right communication strategy, without that rule breaking that's usually associated with rooftopping. I just wanted to show that we were the first time-lapse team to break ground on top of Sydney Tower Eye. It was a very iconic moment for us. Thanks everybody. I hope this video was helpful and provided you an in-depth view on how we're able to execute productions like this. This was a very special project, and I'm glad that we were able to pull away some stunning visuals.